Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This week I will be doing a response video to V Love and Crystal's astrology deck video that she posted 2 weeks ago. Now mine will consist of mainly moon oracle decks because I love the moon and I love learning about the moon and working with the moon, and I mainly work with the moon. But this year, for 2021, my goal was to learn astrology. So I had purchased a few tarot decks hoping that while I was doing readings, I could learn astrology. One of those decks that I purchased was the Cosmic Tarot by Norbert Losche. Now I did a walkthrough video of this tarot deck and I will link the video below. Now this was not what I expected. It doesn't seem to really have any connection to astrology or any information past the general meaning of the tarot cards. The backs of the deck are beautiful. Like, I really enjoy the back of the decks. Like, very pretty cards. This deck, as I had mentioned in my flip through, is very cinematic. Now, the sun or the moon, as you can see, appears in many of the cards. The lovers, we have the sun. Death, we have the celestial background. Two of Cups, we have the dark moon. The King of Cups, we have a moon. And then we have a couple of decks where both the sun and the moon are depicted, such as the Fool and Justice. And of course, so the sun and the moon represents night and day, dark and light. It's basically a representation of the divine balance of the cosmos. Now, the Wheel of Fortune card is the most astrological card in the whole deck. It depicts the glyphs for the 12 zodiac signs. We have the different elements of earth, air, fire, water. We have the celestial sky in the background. So this card is the most astrological of all the cards in the deck. But the actual meaning, it doesn't really connect astrology, how astrology and tarot fit together, which they do, especially if you work with the Thoth deck like I do. The astrology and tarot, if you know astrology, it deepens your connection to the cards and vice versa. So that is why I was really trying to focus on wanting to learn the astrology to deepen my connection to the cards. So this deck is beautiful. I enjoyed working with this deck. Like I said, it's very cinematic. It tells a really good story. When you get the cards, it's easy to give a reading with. This deck is easy to connect with, and I enjoy it. It's very like 80s kind of Bollywood, Hollywood mashup. It's a very cool aesthetic. Now, the next deck that was not what I had anticipated is the Tarot of a Moon Garden. And this is by Karen Marie Sweikhardt. Now, this deck is whimsical and playful, and that is what attracted me to it. But it does not teach you anything about astrology. So she writes in the booklet that this deck is an imagining of the moon in myth and magic, in stories and poetry. And this deck, I've worked with a little bit. However, I have not really connected with this deck. I do need to work with it still some more to really get a feeling. I mean, there's moons, there's moon here, the two moons here, the moon here. I just like the fairies. There's a dark moon. It's interesting that for the moon, we have the moon, but the sun features more prominent than the moon. So that's an interesting card. And then this castle, it kind of looks like the pillars rather than a castle. I enjoy this Nine of Cups. It's very kind of Halloween vibes and kind of a little psychedelic and trippy. I love it. This is very kind of like Alice in Wonderland, Halloween. It's really kind of interesting with the mushrooms and the ladybug and the fairy kind of drunk off of all her riches and wealth and abundance, you could, say. And then the moon and the justice card is beautiful. This chariot, I just love the stars and the moon. Temperance, which that could be the moon or the sun. The Ten of Cups is another really cool kind of trippy card. Judgment, I like this moon in this one. Queen of Cups. And then the sun, this is just a beautiful card with the Pegasus and the sun and the sunflowers and the colors. I really just like this card, and it's interesting because the sun card is usually, it's not my favorite. Usually in the tarot, the moon, I always, if I like the moon card in the deck, I know I'll really enjoy it. And it's interesting that in this deck, I really love the sun card. I do need to do a week where I work solely with this deck and see if I can connect further with it, because as of now, just the few times I've used it, I have not really connected with it. But it could be just my initial kind of disappointment with it not being quite what I had expected. Now, the next deck is actually, it's beautiful, and I love the packaging, and I can't wait to use this and do a flip through and walk through of this. This is the Moonchild Tarot by Danielle Noel. And just look at the boxing. I mean, it's just absolutely stunning. And I have it, and you open it up right to the Moonchild. So it says, you are the dance of light and shadow, and it has the moon. And I just, look at the backs. Like, these are just so gorgeous, and they're gold. They're gilded in gold. Just stunning. And look at this book. So I'll do an in-depth. So is it Danielle or is it Danielle? I am so sorry. I apologize. I'm butchering her name. So this little booklet is super great. It's 279 pages. And we have the introduction, history of tarot, the major arcana, the minor arcana, the court cards, reverse cards, connecting, moon bath ritual, tarot and the moon, major arcana cards, bonus keys, lunar magic, shadow light ritual, sacred invocation, minor arcana cards, the cups, the swords, the pentacles, the wands, tarot spreads, thank you, bibliography, about Danielle and other works. So I think it's Danielle Noel. So I really love how she, just the aesthetic of this with the moon and her introduction, talking about the moon and the moon phases. I will definitely do a full flip through of this. She talks about the history of our fascination with the moon. So this is just such a great book. And I left this on top because I love the Moonchild. The cards are pretty thick. So this, and they're pretty big. So it kind of makes shuffling a little bit difficult. Look at this shadow work card. It's gorgeous. The universe. So I haven't really worked with this. For me, this is a deck more as a collector, but I do want to work with it. I mean, look at that moon card. That card is gorgeous. Ooh, and I love this star. The different, it's kind of like the triple moon, the mother maiden and crone for temperance. Oh wow. The lunar moth for the death card. See, the cards are kind of sticking together. It's kind of difficult for me to pull the cards apart. The hangman, justice. Let me go to, now like the Queen of Swords has the air sign, so that's cool. It gives you some glyphs. The Knight of Swords. I'll just show you a few more. Page of Pentacles. So it's very moon and Egyptian. Divine wisdom. I mean, look at this Judgment card. That's gorgeous. The water sign is on the Queen of Cups, and it's in blue. The Knight of Cups with the horse. The pyramid for the wands. More Egyptian iconography with the 8 of Wands. So this is just a beautiful deck. For me, the thickness of the cards and just how beautiful, I'm kind of afraid to use this and work with it. I don't want to ruin it. Like, they're just so pretty. I just like looking at this. I do display this. I keep this up. I just enjoy looking at the Moonchild Tarot. Now this one, the Celestial Tarot by Steventon and Brian Clark, is the best. And I've been working with this deck this week, and so a flip through is coming through. I really enjoy this little booklet, and I think I want to use this for the rest of the year because, like I said, working and learning astrology and connection with the tarot was really my goal for this year. So it links each card. Like the Fool is linked, it gives the elemental symbol, the astrology ruler, astrology correspondent, and the Hebrew letter. So the Fool is air. Its ruler is Uranus, and the correspondence is Aquarius. Hebrew letter is Elf. Let's go to the Lovers, which is another air sign. Astrological ruler is Gemini. The correspondent is Mercury, and the letter is Zane. Let's go to Death. Is a water card associated with Scorpio. Astrological correspondence is Pluto, and the Hebrew letter is Nun. So I really like that, and I like the description. So let me just read one. Justice. So it says Libra and the quest for equality. The last addition to the zodiac as we contemporarily know it was the scales. The sole inanimate zodiacal icon. Libra reflects the evolution from instinctual life to culture, echoing the European trend away from primitive values toward refined ones. As the midpoint of the zodiacal round, it represents the northern hemisphere autumnal equinox. Like Libra, justice is at the midpoint of the Fool's journey through the major arcana. At this crossroads are two orders of justice. One is the old instinctual order, which upholds familiar and tribal values, while the other is the new rational order promoting reason and civil law. The card of justice reflects the balance between two modes of being. On an oracular level, the card is signaling a crossroads in a situation needing resolution. However, it is crucial to have considered the situation from all angles and to be prepared to take responsibility. So I just really like how it links the cards to astrology. So like we have the King of Cups. This is a cardinal water sign. You have the Cancer sign here and here, as well as the water symbol here. We have just all of this water symbology. You have the celestial background, the stars and the moon. It's great. And then here's Jupiter representing the Wheel of Fortune. So when I look at this card, it's going to tell me the story of Jupiter. And it's just really great. Here's the Prince of Pentacles, Mutable Earth. I'm not going to flip through all of them because, like I said, I'm going to be doing a flip through of this because I really love this tarot deck just for the learning alone. And this is really what my goal was for 2021. And I have, unfortunately, kind of had a lot of goals for this year, and I've met a lot of them. So now it's like, we're at crunch time. Let me focus on trying to actually study the houses and astrology and understanding astrology within tarot. So that's the next goal of mine. So then the next two I have are actually oracle cards, and they're oracles of the moon. So I actually had bought the date book for the Moonology date book as well this year, and I had every intention of working with it, and I can tell you I have not. But it's a great reference, and it's great. And then the Queen of the Moon Oracle, these two are pretty similar. This is more strictly moon, and this says guidance through lunar and seasonal energy. So Queen of the Moon Oracle is by Stacey Demarco, and Moonology Oracle cards is by Yasmin Boland. So I'll go through the Queen of the Moon Oracle really quickly right now. This guidebook is great. It's 103 pages. Oh, wait, sorry. I take that back. With the about the author and illustrator, it is 108. So the author is Stacey Demarco, and the illustrator is Kinga Brichki, is a Hungarian artist. That's very cool. So the Queen of the Moon Oracle, you have the dark moon, the new moon, and then you have all the different types of waxing moons, the full moon, then it goes through all the different phases of the waning moon. Then you have the special moons like wolf, snow, worm, egg, and then long night moon, queen of the moon, lunar god, blue moon, and super moon. So these are the backs. The back of the cards are gorgeous, and I'll just flip through some. I'm sure I will be doing a flip through of all of these, and I can tell you I didn't pick out favorites of this one because I knew that every single card in this one is beautiful. I have worked with this one a little bit. I don't work with my oracle cards as much as I work with my tarot, but I mean, come on, look at this power card. Gorgeous. So just for the images alone, this deck is stunning. I absolutely love this. Like, look at this sphere. Like, that is just gorgeous. And then the void. So that's just some of the cards of this deck. I have enjoyed working with this. Again, I haven't worked with it as much as I would like to, just because I've been focusing mainly on my tarot decks this year. Now look at the box for the Moonology. I love the inner, let the moon be your guide. Now these are not quite as, the cards aren't quite as beautiful, but I have enjoyed working with this. I've learned a lot. So this one is 120 pages. The author is Yasmin Boland, and the artist is Nix Rowan. And for this, we have introduction, what these cards are for, blessing the cards, the wisdom of the moon, the phases of the moon, working with the cards, moon phase cards. Then we have new moon cards, full moon cards, special cards. So it's very similar. to the other deck. What they say is a little different, and the images, of course. So like full moon in Leo, it's great. It's got the full moon, and then you have the Leo, and it says don't let pride get in your way. New moon eclipse, expect powerful change. The super moon card, emotions are running high. So it's great because like say the super moon, let me flip to that, is on page 110. It shows the card. It tells you, it says the same thing, and then it gives you a little description. It says attune to the moon, additional meanings for this card, and then the teaching. So that is really interesting, and that's a little different than the Queen of the Moon Oracle. So if I'll just open to any card in the Queen of the Moon, and you'll see how it's different. So we'll go to, or actually, let me see if there's the super moon in here, so we can see how it differs. So super moon in this one is 104. Same thing, you have the card. It says attraction. It gives you a little description, gives you a mantra, and then more. So I actually kind of like the Moonology Oracle Guidebook because it gives you ways to connect with the moon, and then more possible meanings. So, I mean, both are great. It just depends on, you know, what style of Oracle deck you like. Do you want it to be more like digital, like the Queen of the Moon, or do you want it to be more kind of these are more simple. The cards are a lot more simple and more kind of like, they look more like drawings. All right, and then I have one last Oracle deck, which is also another one that I think I need to focus on for the rest of the year. Because this one, even though it says it's Black Moon Astrology cards by Susan Sheppard, these are not just about the moon or the moon phases. This one is really about astrology. And this one gives you the houses and will teach you the houses. This book is 184 pages. So we have about the author. We don't have anything about the artist. So I'm not sure if the author and the artist are the same. Okay, so it says Guidebook and Card Messages by Susan Sheppard, edited by Leila Williams and Jeanette Hartnack. So it doesn't say anything about an artist. So this one, you have an introduction, suggested card spreads, and then it gives you all of them. Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, Chiron, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, Black Moon, Lilith, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius. So, and then it also gives you the houses, and then it gives you the different signs like fire, earth, air, water, and then it gives you the nodes, north and south node, and then lunar eclipse, solar eclipse, part of fortune, grand trine, grand cross, yod, Jupiter return, Saturn return, Mercury retrograde, void of course. So I feel like this one, if you really want an actual like astrology oracle, this would be the deck to get. So I'll just go through, like, look at the backs. You have the glyphs for all 12 astrological signs. You have the symbol for the sun and the moon. So here's the grand trine, and it says blessings. And you have Yod with the tree of life, destiny, Venus, routine, 6th house, 3rd house messages. So yeah, I think that this deck with the Celestial Tarot is what I'm going to be focusing on for this last part. I can't believe that we're already almost at the end of November and that December is right around the corner. 2022 is right around the corner. I don't know what happened to this year. In my mind, especially since it's still almost 90 degrees out here, it's still September, let alone, you know, I don't know where October went. I don't know where the beginning of November went. It's just craziness. The weather here always throws me off. I'm not used to not having a real change of season. That always throws me off. So, I also have an announcement. I am super excited to share with you guys that my website is up and running. It's www.smartreikiandtarot.com. You can go on the website and check out what I am offering for readings. I do tarot readings. I do tarot and pendulum readings. I offer hypnosis and Reiki, and everything will be done via Zoom or Duo. And you'll just message me with what you would like. You can pay me via PayPal or Cash App. I need the first half of the payment up front, and then the second half of the payment when you actually show up for your reading online. So like right when we like get on the call, like transfer the money, basically. That's how I'll be collecting payment. It will all be done virtually for now. Hopefully soon in the future, I can set up a space where I can definitely do like hands-on Reiki and readings face-to-face. Now, if you are in the Phoenix area, we could potentially set something up where we could meet up at, I'd like to meet up at like Starbucks and hang out outside, or like Pita Jungle, and do some readings there. But for the most part, it will be virtual. So just message me at, it's going to be smmarht@gmail.com. And of course, I'll put all the links down below in the description, as well as links to all of these tarot cards. So hopefully, V, I will be doing more responses to yours. You have a great list of different types of decks and descriptions. And I love watching V Love and Crystal's, her tarot flip throughs, and her, she does pick a card readings. She has a couple different channels, and she also has some really amazing oracle decks herself that you can buy off of her Etsy store. I will kind of link that down below as well. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you like this video, please hit the like button down below, and please subscribe. I will be uploading videos every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Arizona time. Bye guys.